So hi everyone, today I'll just want to share about my journey and my experience on my TLT Bond ETF that I bought. So the reason why I've actually bought the TLT Bond ETF is because in August 2024, I have a thesis that the Fed is going to cut rates in 2024 going forward. So the Fed has a dual mandate, which is low inflation and definitely a high job employment. So during then, there was already strong signs of inflation coming down. So I expected the Fed to start cutting rates as they've already achieved their inflation goals. Furthermore, in 2024, the economic growth has already slowed down. It's not growing as quickly as 2023. So if the Fed were to keep the interest rate the same, this actually has a tightening effect on the economy, because if inflation comes down and the interest rate stays the same, the real interest rate is considered to be higher, which means basically that this will have a tightening effect and this might lead to a recession, right? So they need to reduce the interest rate. So for both inflation and from a employment perspective, there's a chance that they will actually cut the rates. So in August 2024, I actually bought a call option on TLT when TLT was at the price of $98. So after I bought it, the TLT continued to go up. And as anticipated, the upcoming Fed meeting in the next month in September 2024, the Fed started cutting rates the first time in 4 years. They cut not 25 basis points, but 50 basis points. So this is great news for me. I'm extremely happy. And this is more than what I actually hoped for. But unexpectedly, my TLT long-term bonds started tumbling down instead. So I was thinking, like, the Fed is, how it should feel, right? The Fed is actually fighting, the world is actually fighting the Fed. But the market is fighting the Fed. So what actually caused this to happen? Let's just look into it, right? So it all boils down to me buying the TLT. TLT is actually a long-term bond, and the reason why I actually bought it is because for TLT, they are actually more sensitive to the interest rates compared to short-term bonds. So basically, if the interest rate were to come down a little, the long-term bond prices will actually increase in a greater magnitude. But and basically, I just want to make more money. But when I buy TLT, it also comes with further risks, because TLT is not only influenced by interest rate, it's also influenced by many other factors, which includes future expectation and factors like inflation, economic growth expectation, supply and demand, job political risk, etc., etc. And because the Fed only manipulates short-term interbank interest rates, when they cut it, the short-term bonds actually increased, but the long-term bonds can go down because it's heavily influenced by many of the other factors. But nevertheless, seeing that the bond prices actually went down after a 50 basis point cut is definitely disheartening. But nevertheless, I held on, and I'm waiting for the market to reflect the Fed goal, which is to loosen the market. And the Fed did not disappoint as well. In 2024, they continued to cut another 2 times, and my TLT continued to go down. I don't know what to say. It went from $98 to $88. And we can always say there's many other factors influencing it. It could be the Donald Trump election winning and the expectation of a tariff war, which is what is currently happening, and inflation risk. So if you were to do the math from 98 to 88, basically I lost around 10%. But because I bought a call option, and my call option is a TLT Jan16'26 2026 call option for $9.36. My TLT option currently is only worth around $2.7, which means I lost 70%, and that's crazy. And so I decided to sell it at a 70% loss. Do I think that inflation will be over and the Fed will continue to cut rate this year? Maybe. But do I have the time to wait? Actually, no, which is why I'm actually selling now. It might seem like I have a lot of time because my call option only expires in 2026. But when option comes with expiry date, I do not want to roll it out. And even though I still have plenty of time before the expiration date, the time decay might result to the option being totally worthless because it's currently out of the money. And if the option that I bought did not go up in a substantial way, by then it will be 100% loss. So I decided that I'll rather take back my 30% than to lose 100%. This is a very valuable lesson. I hope that you get to learn something out of it. What did you learn from this? You can share in the comment section and let me know. And anyway, after selling it, I get my 30% back and I'm sleeping well. So if you are holding on to TLT or you are planning to enter a TLT trade, I hope you sleep well tonight as well. And that's all. See you.